Hi everyone, sorry I haven't posted a video in a while, but you know what happens with life and work and family and everything else. Things get backed up. Plus I got caught up into the fun and exciting world of might as well. We all know how that works. Well, since I took the blower off to fix the leak in the intercooler, I figured might as well lap the surfaces so I get a better finish. Did that. Then I figured, well, I might as well cut off the ball and socket collectors on the shorty headers, which are obviously quite visible in there. And of course you've seen the K-member is now empty, so you can just kind of peek in. Let's see if I can iris up. You can kind of peek in back there. See the collectors maybe? So we'll replace those. And then I figured, well, you know, I found a good deal on a set of Cook's long tubes, so I figured, well, might as well. And in order to make those fit, stock K-member has to go, so, you know, might as well get a chrome moly. So you guys know how this works. We've all been there. Anyway, so I figured, well, if nothing else, I'd do an actual accurate weighing of a stock K-member versus a chrome moly K-member. Now, I'm not doing coilovers, I'm doing spring perches. So keep that in mind. But first, let's get a weight. By the way, this is a scale that I've carefully calibrated before I fired it up, mostly because the battery started leaking and I had to. But anyway, here is the stock K-member. You've already seen what it weighs, 44.1 pounds. Alright, well, let me step back and swap the two, and let's see what the aftermarket, the chrome moly UPR weighs. So here's the UPR chrome moly K-member on the scale, weighing in at 17.74 pounds, basically almost 18 pounds. And let's see what it looks like with the spring perches. Let me put those on. There's one. So these will allow me to use the stock springs because the car is street driven. And that adds basically 4 pounds. So they're about 2 pounds each. So, you know, it's a savings of about, what was that, about 22 pounds or so. So that's not bad, but the big thing is the clearance. Now, one other thing, actually two other things I wanted to touch on. People made comments about how it's supporting the vehicle and a lot of things you couldn't see. Well, in this case, there is in fact a proper wheel chock, or proper wheel chocks in the back. If I can move the box the K-member came in. So it's a real honest-to-God wheel chock. And then there are a total of 4 jack stands holding up the front. 2 are taking the weight and 2 are safeties. The front of the engine is held up by well, a jack for safety. Of course, you can see it's been moved around. But what's really holding it up, and what you guys didn't see in the other video, is that chain hoist rated at a ton. That's really holding the weight of the engine. Primarily, I put the jack under just because this thing's been sitting like this for, I'm a little embarrassed to say how long, but you know, it is what it is. And the final thing I wanted to touch on real quick is the hardware. So I could buy new hardware, or I could sandblast and paint with epoxy the factory hardware, and this is what it turns out like. It's actually pretty good. Quite happy with it. This one's been blasted but not cleaned yet, but you get an idea of what it comes out looking like. This is actually a factory control arm bolt, and actually a friend stopped by, did this, and of course he didn't do a very thorough job. Why? Because I didn't ask him to. But he got a kick out of blasting. It's always fun. So I'll touch this one up, do the others, and there you have it. So once this K-member should go in today, the long tubes will follow thereafter, and then I've got to braze up the intercooler housing, because one thing I found out after I painted it, after I lapped everything, that there was oil seeping through by the throttle body flange. I don't want to weld it up because I don't want to warp the surface because I've already lapped it. But I will fill those little voids, which were done with a flux core. That was before I had the TIG, so that's why that exists. I actually bought the TIG halfway through that process. There you have it. And hopefully I get through this mess sooner rather than later. There's some other exciting announcements, which I'm keeping quiet about for now, but they are indeed car and drag racing related, but not necessarily with this car. So there you have it. And I'll post up a video as soon as I got something to post. Thanks.